Greetings from Hong Kong. My name is Jenesa Jeram, reporting for the New Zealand Initiative. You can't see him, but behind the camera we have Dr Bryce Wilkinson, and together we've spent the week studying Hong Kong's poverty alleviation policies and welfare system. During our time here, we've spoken with academics, senior government bureaucrats, social service representatives, and fellow think tankers. What we wanted to do is conduct a comparative research study so we could take some lessons back to New Zealand. Today I want to share with you one thing I found interesting, one thing New Zealand could improve on, and one thing we're getting right. First, the thing I found surprising. I was surprised to learn the extent of Hong Kong's welfare system. Before we left, a lot of people had scoffed at the idea that we would study welfare in Hong Kong. They believed that Hong Kong didn't have a system of support at all. However, what we learned is that Hong Kong's system of benefits is actually pretty comprehensive. They offer a range of in-kind and in-cash services. These include a comprehensive public health system, a comprehensive public education system, and around 50% of the population is in some form of subsidised or public housing. In many ways, Hong Kong's system is even more comprehensive in New Zealand, especially in its range of in-kind services. While they still place a high influence on economic growth and employment as the means out of poverty, they are also governed by the Chinese values of independence, personal responsibility, and family values. These, coupled with the government's initiatives, provide a range of incentive schemes. One thing we can improve on is housing affordability. Both New Zealand and Hong Kong face seriously unaffordable housing. However, the reasons for this are vastly different. In Hong Kong, they are literally running out of land to build on. In fact, the only way to meet the incredible demand for housing now is through land reclamation and from the government building up their land bank. New Zealand doesn't face the same problem. In fact, we're not running out of land in a hurry at all. We only build on less than 1% of workable land in this country. Our housing affordability crisis can be tackled by lifting cumbersome government regulation and planning. Hong Kong's housing affordability crisis will be much more difficult to tackle. Finally, one thing we're getting right. Speaking to experts on poverty and welfare in Hong Kong, I actually felt incredibly proud explaining the New Zealand system to them. In particular, the government's new initiatives of measuring the outcomes of vulnerable groups and measuring the effectiveness of social services places us miles ahead of Hong Kong. The government's initiatives such as the actuarial approach for better targeting resources, performance-based contracting, and competitive tender processes could someday make New Zealand's welfare system truly world-leading.